Good day, folks. Welcome to Florida Cemetery Channel. I'm a Florida Golden Girl, your host. Along with my co-host and his younger brother, we're going to be taking an adventure here at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. We've been out here a long time ago, so we thought we'd take you along for today's travel adventure. In the distance, you can see over to my left, where that is that's the Cape, and that's where they do the rocket launches from. Artemis 2 up to soon to be Artemis 3, all of the Apollo missions, that's where they would launch from. There's a lot of history here. Over the years, this has changed. Back in the 60s, a lot of the sides of this road used to contain people that would love to picnic and watch all the rocket launches, and that just doesn't happen anymore. Approximately from where we live, it's about an hour and 15 minutes. And we hope you to enjoy today's travel adventure.
They call that the Vehicle Assembly Building.
That's the Space Shuttle Vehicle Assembly Building.
That's the Space Shuttle Vehicle Assembly Building.
Right.
Complex 39.
Right.
Which now they just use it for other rockets or whatever they're doing.
Right.
You know?
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Freaking sweet.
I remember that. That was the biggest thing ever in the 90s and in the 80s. The 90s.
Next light, turn right.
Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex.
At the light, turn right onto Florida 321.
The astronaut of the day, Joe Bartow. So normally what we found that they have here is you can have lunch with an astronaut, but you're gonna pay for it, and it's not cheap. They were doing this, I think the last time we were here was 2001 to take the NASA tour, and then when we were here at the visitor complex, when was that? It wasn't when we returned. It was sometime long time ago. And I was just like, that's a ripoff.
They built some buildings over here, Eddie.
So all of this in the back, folks, is a part of Kennedy Space Center. That is a working building.
Yeah, it's a
At the
working
next
building.
light, use the middle lane to turn left.
I can tell you during the summertime, this place is going to be packed.
At the light, turn
Now,
left.
the visitor complex is where you buy all your tickets and stuff. Over here is Blue Origin.
Yeah, that's Amazon.
Yeah.
The guy who owns Amazon.
Bezos.
Yeah, that's it. Jeff Bezos.
They built a complex right next to
In
Kennedy
1,000
Space
feet,
Center.
keep right.
Okay.
Isn't that something?
Keep right, then you will arrive at your destination.
Here we are.
You have arrived.
Okay, folks. So, a surprise was we had to pay $15 for parking. So, we are now here at the visitor complex at Kennedy Space Center. So they have various tours going on. And so this gives you the daily schedule. This changes all the time. So be aware if you ever decide to come. Check what's going on for the schedule while you're here as a guest. Okay, here's the admission prices. Now, so if you're a senior, it's $72. If you're active duty, it's $72. So those are your prices. Okay. They do have an app if you want to download that. And so this is the astronaut of the day, is J.D. Bartow. He will be on site. And if you want to have lunch with him, it will cost. Yeah, it looks the same. And this is where you'd go for tickets. You can actually go online and purchase tickets, or you can do it here. Do not feed the wildlife.
Come on, let's go down.
Okay, folks, after a confusing time, this is my program badge.
The eyes of the world now look into space, the moon.
Kennedy was actually pretty cool.
We set sail on this because there is new knowledge to be gained
So,
and new rights to be won. And they must be won and used for the progress of all people.
this is new. Okay, so they have an information kiosk there. Before, when you used to buy tickets, you had a live person that you actually would be able to chat with.
We meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear. As we set sail,
Not anymore.
we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous,
Okay,
dangerous, and greatest adventure
so
on which man has ever
that's
embarked.
the astronaut training experience. So now we have to go through here. This is new, folks. Okay, folks, so this is what's going on. The entrance will give you to the visitors, will get you to the visitors complex, and then you get sort of like a guided tour on bus. There's a separate tour that's extra $30 for the Saturn V, and that's already booked. They said that the interest has gone up because of Artemis too. So anyway, this is what we're exploring. So this is all changed. So actually, where it says will call, you actually, if you want to speak to a live person, you can. But mostly it's all kiosks. So these are the Rocket Garden guided tours over here. But this is what you see in the visitors complex. folks, so we're surrounded by various rockets that are actually real rockets that were deactivated from various lunar missions. This rocket here is the Delta rocket. And this is the data for this particular rocket. And then this gives a bit of description about it. It says, the Delta was the fourth configuration of the Thor Able launch vehicle. Though not part of the human space program and never achieving the fame of the Redstone Atlas or Saturn, the Delta and its 34 variations have been the workhorse of America's exploration of the universe. Its exceptional reliability made it the launch vehicle of choice for many of the significant breakthroughs of our time. So it was launched with Deep Space Probe Pioneer 5 in 1960. And this is it.
All right, folks, 2 minutes, only 2 minutes until we begin our very next Rocket Garden tour. 10:15 to 15-minute period. Very good.
And I think what we're going to do is we're going to take that rocket tour so that it gives you an idea of what each rocket was, and that you get a professional guided tour to be included in this video. Okay, so I decided at 86. Okay, folks, now we're going to look at various rockets here in the rocket garden. Our first one is the Delta rocket. Every one of these rockets were deactivated. And so this gives you a little bit of specifics about this particular rocket. This is the data. And then this is a little bit about it, saying that it was, there was different variations of it, and this was included in January of 1962.
If there's more stuff you want to see in the garden, you're more than welcome to walk up to these rockets on your own. But there's a lot that we can't just cover. We're going to do a brief thing here. So my name is Patrick. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I am a NASA communicator. I represent NASA for them. They're busy working on the Artemis program and many other things. And so it's very fun. I talk about NASA's history and accomplishments. Now, with the show of hands,
So this particular...
if anyone in this crowd here believes that even one of these rockets is real, raise your hand. What do you think?
So this is the Mercury.
Okay, so yes, these are real rockets. You guys that raise your hand are correct. If you didn't raise your hand, though, you're also correct. You can't both be taken real at the same time. So what's going on? All of the rockets are real except for one of them.
So if you hear that in the background, he's saying every one of the rockets are real.
Nope, it's real. Hell yeah. We get down with all right. Anyone else?
And this one here,
Any last minute questions? What do you think of me? Nope, that's a Saturn rocket. That's actually a Apollo rocket. It's real. They never used it though. Last one, isn't it?
this is the Juno 2.
Very close. The one next to it, the shiny one, 109D. That's a Mercury Atlas. And it's a full-scale replica.
And so this was the Juno 2,
Every other rocket to its right,
and it says it paved the way, and it was launched March the 4th, 1959. And this was before I was born. I was born in July. So I'm in the rocket garden, and they've, like I said, they've totally redid everything. And so what they do is they take different rockets, they've kind of staged them. So this one here in the back, we're gonna check and see what this one is. Let's talk about this one here. So this is a Saturn 1B. And it was in the, this was the Apollo 7 mission rocket.
Right there. I'm gonna give me some.
Don't knock yourself out.
And this is the type of rocket it would have launched on. Remember, this is a real one. We didn't use it for anything. You'll see the picture here. So, Dr. James Van Allen had a theory that there's these radiation belts around the Earth. He was working with the United States Army, and of course Mortimer Brown, to develop these rockets to discover if these radiation belts existed or not. So they put a little Geiger counter in the satellite and would capture where that spike is on top, the white brand. January 31st of 1958.
So it said this is the last surviving flight-ready vehicle of its kind anywhere. And so this was readied as a backup rescue for Skylab 4.
After the 3D, right? But again, that was a military launch, not NASA. So when did we create and found NASA? July of 58, a bit later. They didn't start fully operating until October 1st, 1958. So if you stay where you are, you turn your sights to the right just a little bit, you'll see a little white rocket with NASA's name.
Amazing what the technology was before us.
It's primarily used for what we call the Pioneer program.
And now you can see what it used to be like up here.
Pictures of its surface. Well, of the 10 launches that we've conducted of that rocket, for that, excuse me, there we go. 6 of them exploded in mid-flight. The 4 satellites that made it to space, only one of them really got close to the moon, Pioneer 4, and it missed it by 37,000 miles. We got close, but not close enough, folks.
Okay, so we're going into the
learned from
gateway.
those failures. We didn't give up. We didn't say, well, we tried. Time to go home. No, look at where we are today because we didn't give up. All right, so this next
Now,
rocket is literally right next to us.
once upon a
This is number
time,
19 here. This is the Thor Delta.
you actually
The Thor Deltas were used
could
by
access
NASA
more of
to launch
NASA and
satellites.
Kennedy Space Center,
In 1960,
but not anymore.
Echo 1 and
They're real strict on where you can and cannot go. So, when it says above your head, it's called the line of sight. And it's those. They point to where each one is. Okay, so we're gonna go into the gateway. Okay, folks, so this is Lockheed Martin. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And this is the Orion capsule. And this is a Vulcan rocket. Okay, folks, as we enter the Gateway building, on our right is the Artemis. There's a lot to see here, and so I'm going to try and get as much footage as I can while I'm here. I did film a couple of shorts, which I think you will enjoy. Lots of interactive stuff. This is all new, folks. And so this is the capsule. And so let's see what they've got. So this is the splashdown capsule. These are the three phases: the hatches, the splashdown, and the heat shields. And this pertains to that. So and this was made by Lockheed Martin. Is this real? Yes, it is. Everything here has been decommissioned and declassified. I'm surprised. On a Sunday, it's pretty busy. And so, Blue Origin is Jeff Bezos. We've seen the Blue Origin building, and so, but this is where the people, this has been up in space, and I guess Jeff Bezos was in it. I'm not into him or his nonsense, but he's just a wannabe. And over here is an Atlas V rocket.
Now let me ask you my second follow-up question. Why did you change your speaking first? Yeah, so when we used to solve smoke.
And here's a little bit about it.
Change seats in that. What do you think? You think it's possible? Do you think it's possible? Check it out, guys. I did. I changed the seats better. Water was absorbed by a process called osmosis. The ions in the salt are very special. They absorb that water. I'm going to let you touch it. Hold on 1 second. So this is it's a non-toxic polymer, so you guys can touch it. Tell me they think so. Very soft. What Orbeez are made of.
What you pay for the price of a ticket, it's kind of cool. They've got more here. We'll go up there in a moment after we see all the cool stuff here on the first floor. So this is SpaceX right here, folks. And this is part of the Dragon system. Each one of these panels is interactive. Okay, let's see what else they've got. And so this is a SpaceX suit. So I guess this gives you, this talks about life habitat. If you remember the Carousel of Progress, which talks about the future of the 21st and the 22nd century, this is what life is going to look like in space. And then if you look in the back, you've got hydroponics. And then that's where they sleep. Kind of cool, huh? And then this is the Arleo rocket engine. And so we've pretty much seen everything, so we are going to go over here. Let's see what this is all about. This is Cosmic Wonders. From here, this is what it all looks like. There's just always a lot to see and do. So this is the full model of the Sierra Space Dream Chaser. This here. Cool, huh? So this is the James Webb Space Telescope. So that's kind of cool. It's just it's not the real thing. And so we're gonna go downstairs. Exiting and on to the next adventure.
Has to do something that we have never done before. Perform 4 key tasks and be able to do them over and over again. There is nothing easy about putting a ship back up into space, let alone a whole fleet of ships. But first, let's talk about the launch. We have never designed engines and vehicles that can be reused. But we will, and once we're in orbit, we go to work. We want to take all kinds of cargo up there in addition to the people. Science labs, satellites, even a space station. And when all the work is done, we gotta bring everybody back home. All right now. Country, wait.
So this is the Space Shuttle Atlantis. And this thing is freaking huge. And yes, this was the real thing, folks. It's been such a long time since I've been here. So we're gonna walk downstairs. Bye. You see how huge this is? There truly is a lot of interesting things here at the visitor complex. Lots of it have been around since I took my last tour, which was 2001, believe it or not. This has been here for a while. They've made it more interactive.
Oh, how to get down?
So this is the bottom of the Atlantis. And so oh shit, yeah. Another gift shop, folks. I think I'm addicted to gift stores. Oh my gosh. This is the space shuttle and it's a replica. You gotta admit it's cool. I mean, can you just imagine working here? I think the closest I ever came working for NASA was working for Martin Brower as a contractor, and I worked the Pershing project a long time ago. Okay, folks, so we went through the gift store, and now we're on to the next travel adventure.
In the summer, it was all that big line, remember?
Yeah. So a long time ago, this has all been remodeled. And the last time we were here, they were redoing all of this.
You can go on the buses. You want to go on the buses?
No, I don't want to go on a bus.
It's only 1:15. Yeah. We can do the bus.
No, thank you.
What time does the bus leave, Mike? Did you check the schedule?
We've pretty much seen just about everything here, folks. And I think we're going to wrap up filming here. I have one more place, but it's going to be a 3-minute short. Well, let me give you my thoughts. For $77, okay, you've seen the prices. That's everything. If you want to do the shuttle to take you to the Saturn rocket, that's an extra $30. The food's not bad here. The gift store was good. The interactive exhibits are wonderful, but for what you're paying is a lot of money. You pay $15 for parking, and then you've got your fee on top of that. Seniors, there's no discount on parking. There is discount for here, and that gives you down to $72. Do I think it's worth the price? No. If they had it a little bit lower, I'd say absolutely. But you're coming here because it's NASA. That's the only reason why. But we've had an enjoyable time for what we've seen. You know, it'll be a while before we come back, but it's not bad. But lots more people are coming. We were one of the early people to arrive, so it's just time to go. The astronaut training experience, you need a reservation for that. Oh. I'm sorry, I don't dig screaming kids. So what are your thoughts about today's visit?
It's good. It's good.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah. It's good. Our era, 80s, 90s. It's the last of the baby boomers.
Sure. And this is where we're going to end it here. Thank you for coming along with us at the NASA Visitor Complex. I'll see you in the next travel adventure. Peace out.